What do you need to be healthy? Exercise and fresh air, the right kinds of nourishing food, pure water, plenty of soap. You need all these things. But in a community, none of us keeps healthy alone. We live close together and share many things. To see that the things we share are pure and clean, we depend on the community in which we live. Milk is a common food. How do we know it comes from healthy cows? That it is pure and safe to drink? We know it is pure because inspectors hired by our community health department visit all the dairies. They check the milking machines, examine the cows, and make certain everything is kept clean. They see that the milk is put into clean cartons or bottles. And every day, some of the milk is tested. In the health department laboratory, workers test it to make sure that it is rich enough to be nourishing and that it is clean and free from harmful germs. The people in our community health department will permit only good, pure milk to be sold. Protection of milk supplies is just one way that the community we live in guards the health of each of us. Other food we eat must also be inspected. The vegetables and fruits we buy have been brought from farms to the big wholesale produce market in our community. Here, food inspectors from the community health department examine the food. They make sure it is fresh and good to eat before it goes to the neighborhood grocery store. Foods that are canned or packaged are often inspected outside our community. Sometimes you can see on the can or package a notice that the food inside was packed under government inspection. But whether the notice appears on the label or not, we know that many inspectors cooperate to protect our food supply. We, too, cooperate by keeping places where we eat clean and healthful. All of us belong to the community, so we have to help guard each other's health. Leftover food will attract flies and other harmful pests. By keeping the lunch area at school clean and tidy, we help each other stay healthy. The water supply is certainly something we all share. People who work for our community water department carefully protect the water we all use. They add chemicals to the water to purify it. They store it in giant tanks. Air and sunlight improve its taste. And several times each day, the water is tested by people in the water department laboratory to be sure it contains nothing harmful. Special instruments help the people in the water department control the flow of water through the city pipes so we can get a clean, pure drink at home, and at school. Because we share the fountain, It is made so we don't have to touch it with our mouths. Pure food and water. To stay healthy, we also need pure air to breathe. In some cities, so much smoke and other impurities are released into the air by factories, by trucks and automobiles and home furnaces that the wind can't carry them all away. We call these impurities air pollution. This worker helps protect us against the dirty air produced by automobiles. Using special machines, the laboratory worker can make the car's engine work just as if it were being driven along the streets. The exhaust gases are collected. Measuring them will help us find ways to cut down on the air pollution produced by cars and trucks. Other inspectors visit factories to be sure they are not putting harmful substances into the air. There are other things we share in our community. Many buildings, the streets and neighborhoods. City workers clean the streets. We too have a part to play. Flies, rats, and other animal pests come around to eat waste foods. We keep them away by always covering trash or garbage cans. Piles of old lumber or rubbish can provide homes for pests like rats. And if they find a home in one yard, they may also visit the house next door. If each of us keeps his yard neat and orderly, there will be no homes for pests in our neighborhood. The trash and garbage are carried away by men who work for our community. Yet in spite of all we do, and all our community does, to keep us healthy, we do sometimes get sick. Colds are catching. Especially when we have a cold, we should cover our coughs and sneezes to protect others. And we don't leave our used paper handkerchiefs lying around where they might give others our colds. We put them in the trash where they belong. Washing our hands after we use the toilet and before meals is another important way we help keep diseases from spreading. Many serious diseases can be prevented by immunization. Swallowing a few drops can protect us against some diseases. But to guard against other serious diseases, we need to get shots. School and community health departments often provide shots for people who haven't received them. If everybody gets the shots, these diseases may be kept out of our community. Dogs in the community need shots too, particularly against the serious disease called rabies. An animal doctor, a veterinarian, will give your dog his rabies shot. If a dog gets rabies and bites a person, the person gets rabies too. That's one good reason never to play with a strange animal. Many people employed by our community work to keep us healthy. They protect our milk and food and water and even the air we breathe. We have to help too, by not touching the fountain with our mouths when we drink, by covering our coughs and sneezes, by cleaning up waste and trash to prevent flies and other pests from finding food or shelter. Community health depends on all of us who live together in our community.